all day. What brings you out here? I mean, why are you still out here doing this?
Well, I actually came down here just this morning, and I knew it was going to be raining all weekend. I'm just here for the weekend. And I'm down here because I think that the people need to stand up, and that a voice needs to be saying that what's going on with corporations basically owning our government, owning our lives, needs to stop.
What kind of impact do you think the protests have had so far?
I think that they've brought awareness. You know, it's similar to what we're seeing around the world. We're seeing young people around the world, primarily people in their late teens, early 20s, saying that they don't want the world to continue the way it has been, and they want to actually see change. So I think bringing awareness is one of the first steps.
I mean, with awareness, I mean, how likely do you think it is that these protests and Occupy Wall Street makes great shit besides just awareness and actually get bank presidents and things like that to reconsider what they're doing?
Well, I think one of the things about the movement that we've got out here today is there are people of every political group and every political stripe. There are Democrats, there are Libertarians, there are people from smaller groups, people with no party affiliation. There's a process that's happening right now where people are deciding what our message is going to be in a more concise way. Because nobody wants one group to be able to steal the thunder of most Americans, the 99% of Americans that are really upset with the way that things are going. And I think the main thing that people have been saying is, I'm a Democrat personally, and one of the things that frustrates me is money in politics. I think pretty much everybody across the political spectrum wants our politics to run on votes instead of on money. Because right now, from every side, we have politicians that are bought and sold instead of politicians that are elected. And we'd like that patronage, that system of money for power to stop. I think that's what I'm hearing personally as one of the main messages of most of the people out here today.
And what kind of, is there a timetable in terms of when that simplified one message is kind of put out there? And I've seen, on the website, so it's still kind of in the works.
This is, very organic what's happening here right now. People want to make sure that everything is by consensus and that one person doesn't just steal the thunder of everyone. And we want to make sure that that when we stand up and say something that we're speaking for the whole. And so that's a very difficult process. I've been in one of the meetings where we actually discussed the process for how we do voting, and if someone decides to block something, there's a process for moving around that, following Roger's rules of order, and it's very difficult to move forward. But we want to make sure that we're speaking for the whole, and as far as a timetable, one of the things we're concerned about right now is keeping people warm in the rain. We've got the day-to-day stuff to worry about, and there's a much larger process. And a lot of people here are people who live in New York, people from outside, and they're people here with jobs and families. And I'm going to have to go back and do some stuff myself when I leave here, unfortunately. But that's what's going on is an organic process.
A lot of talk here is about the 99% of us, the rest of us, not the 1% that kind of is ruling the world. But interestingly enough, Warren Buffett, who's somebody that is in the 1%, has stood up and said, no, the 1% needs to take more responsibility. And there's then being debate about that in our political system about, is that, and he's saying, hey, I want to take on some of that responsibility. I'm not Warren Buffett's biggest fan, but, I think that that's pretty cool of him to be like, yo, no, I'm going to stand up, and he's called on all the other 1%. He himself called on the other 1% of the population to stand up and take their percent of the share. So.
And I think we would welcome anyone of any political stripe to come out and join us, because most Americans are upset with the way things are going in this country. There's something fundamentally broken about the way our country is working right now. And one of the things I've heard, just at home on the media is people are bringing out the phrase class warfare. I don't think anybody wants to fight a war. I think we want to end the abuse from any side that's been happening. I think we want an end to conflict and an end to all of the problems that we're seeing. And I don't think that's going to happen when, one side fights another side. I think this is about the 99% of America coming together as one to say we've got to change some of the big problems that are, fundamentally undermining our democracy. And unfortunately, a lot of that happens right here on Wall Street.
The big, start was last Saturday. We've kind of been out here almost every day, kind of monitoring what's going on. I mean, how long do you guys personally plan on, continuing to come out here, and how long do you think, these protests will continue for?
Until we get what we want. That's the bottom line. We'll be here until we get what we want. And fundamentally what that is an end to patronage politics, where our politicians are elected. I mean, we have a system of legalized corruption, essentially. And that's how I would say it. I'm not speaking in official capacity for anyone, but I think that may be the message you'll start to hear from the whole. But they have to decide, everyone here has to decide for themselves and what our one message is going to be. And there's been a process to decide that. And we'd like anyone who can to come out here and join us. Anyone watching, we don't care where you come from. Yeah. Come here and talk with us and help us solve these problems.
I came down this morning. I've been keeping track of what's going on online. I'm hearing a lot of people say that the people that are down here don't have jobs, or drop out of school and all that stuff. And I've met so many people. Almost everyone down here works in some capacity. I'm down here for the weekend because I have 2 full-time jobs. I was able to get today off. I'm down here today, tomorrow, and Sunday. I have to go home and work my 2 jobs on Monday morning. But so everybody can participate. It's not like, you don't have to stay here the whole time. You can come by for a few hours if that's what works for your schedule. People are here 24/7, so.
With that, one of the things that I've seen too is that a lot of people talk about, it's hippies and people who have jobs, right, and stuff like that. I mean, with the, I think that a lot of people do have jobs. Do you expect bigger numbers this Saturday? I mean, the last one was, last Saturday, big numbers.
Yeah, most definitely.
Numbers again?
Yeah. Most definitely. I mean, I saw tons of people, before I came down this morning, I was online, I saw all these people saying that they're coming down to be here tomorrow, so that's awesome. I've got friends that are coming down,
Is there anything, in particular, special planned for this Saturday? I mean, what kind
apparently people are getting together in towns across America to put together buses and carpools, and people this Saturday are going to try to get here, is what we've heard and what people told us online. And yeah. I hope that happens. I look forward to Saturday and seeing what Saturday brings.
Definitely.
So in general, with buses and things like that, do you think that this movement, this protest is gaining steam?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
I think so. I think certainly if you see how many people are out here in the rain, it isn't losing any steam. And the rain's not going to stop us. So.
Yeah. And kind of getting back to what I asked you guys earlier about how long you plan on being out here. I mean, you guys think that, I asked a young woman this earlier, in January it's freezing cold out, it's snowing, there's still going to be people out here.
I'm going to be out here. I'm going to be out here in a big leather coat, supporting everyone out here.
Well, I think this is a good test today. I mean, this is torrential downpour. This was heavy rain. Yeah. This is like, that was as heavy as rain as what we saw, a lot of us saw during Hurricane Irene. Yeah. And everyone stayed here, pulled together, and we're still here.
We have a medical committee, people who are trained in medicine, going around checking people, making sure that hypothermia doesn't become a problem. We have an entire group of people just making sure anyone who's getting sick gets dry, to take care of people. So
and you can donate resources. If you have resources that people can donate to what's going on, they can donate coats and stuff. OccupyWallStreet.org.
Head there and help support these guys.